Helldivers Halo ODST.
Is good, but it can be better.
Hey, it's Jegant Drago here, and welcome to this big news announcement for the Helldivers Halo ODST Legendary Warbond announcement. So about a month ago, Sony announced that Helldivers is coming to Xbox, and people were having a lot of excitement, seeing many new players in the Xbox player base being able to play Helldivers, but also the possible collaborations that the Xbox games can bring to the game. Some people, like myself, are fans of Gears of War and wanted a warbond about Gears of War. Halo is another massive franchise, maybe more popular, most likely more popular, that would also be very interesting to come into the game. And now today there is a full trailer showing the Halo ODST Warbond. The ODST are basically the foot soldiers within the Halo universe. It is very understandable that we will not be playing the super soldier that we see in the normal Halo games. So the ODST, or those soldiers, will fit much closer to our soldiers in the Helldivers. They presented a total of 4 weapons, no grenades. So we have the M85C assault rifle, M7S SMG, M90A shotgun, and M6C SOCOM pistol, with a few patterns and new armor with its own passive. But let's just go through each of the weapons real quick. So the assault rifle will be the iconic rifle seen in the Halo universe, and it is very much expected to come into the game. Very popular design and very unique. From the trailer, it will have 32 bullets, and it's yet to see what kind of damage it's going to have and what kind of penetration it will have. Knowing Arrowhead, we most likely would just get a light pen in the end, and 32 bullets for light pen. It's yet to see how many magazines will come with this gun and what will the damage and durability damage is going to be for this weapon as well. Up next will be the pistol, M6 SOCOM, I don't know. And this one will have 12 bullets, but the interesting factor about this weapon is that it is also a silent pistol. There's going to be a silent theme within this warbond, and Helldivers who wish to play a more silent, sneaking around playstyle might find a lot of benefit within this warbond, and it's yet to see. And I'm really looking forward to Aerovin to come back to the game and test this warbond out. And so the pistol will also have 12 bullets inside of them. Most likely it's going to be light pen as well, and it has a laser pointer on it, so it most likely will have a very steady aiming. The recoil wouldn't be too much, assumingly, and we'll have to see what are the other stats about this weapon. The shotgun is a normal pump action shotgun that seems to have 6 bullets, and you seem to be able to reload the bullet individually, so it's not a magazine style shotgun. With a few conversations that we'll have a little bit later on, but there's a clear sign that there's no stratagems, and noticing how there are no shotgun stratagems for a support weapon, it might have been interesting to have this shotgun as a stratagem and just let this shotgun be like an ultimate super powerful shotgun coming from the Halo universe. Also, it would be an interesting pairing that you have a shotgun in your support slot while you are able to carry around a, let's say, assault rifle or even a sniper rifle in your primary slot. And then your support weapon will be the shotgun that will be for wave clearing. That could have been an interesting combination. And then lastly, we'll have the SMG, that is also a silent and deadly gun. The SMG is also a silent weapon that will have a suppressor built right into the weapon, and it looks very cool for now. And so it will be most likely light armor pen as well, but at the end of the day, it will be determined by the actual damage and durability damage. And so far, it has 48 bullets inside a magazine, and it also looks very stylish from the Halo universe. As far as the armor, this armor has a unique passive called Recon Armor Set, and so it seems to be that it lets you make less noise from movement, and your range to find points of interest increased by 30%, and you will be immune to leg injuries. Now I'll go backwards. Immune to leg injuries. Does this mean that you can fall from a great height and not break your legs? This could be slightly good, but in the end, if you do fall and you break your legs, you can stim and just keep on running as normal. And then the range when you find points of interest increased by 30%. Well, there is already a tactic to be able to find points of interest already without even needing any kind of range increase at all. You can be on, let's say, the south side of the map and just open your map and just continuously scan through the map to find points of interest, or through experience you may be able to just read the map layout and landscape by yourself and be able to determine what landscape might look like a point of interest naturally. So I just don't know how useful this passive will be for more experienced players. And the last one is make less noise from movement. I don't really know how effective movement and the sound you make while moving creates like the robots to notice you, and then from the baseline of the game, now making less noise will make you even less detectable. I don't know what kind of difference will that make, and I hope just like make less noise from movement just means that you will make zero noise when running. Just make it as powerful as possible. This is the Halo collaboration after all. If it's just less noise movement and it would just be equal from, let's say, a default armor and you will make zero noise when crawling, that's understandable. And now with this armor you make less noise, meaning that you will make relatively no noise when walking. That might not be good enough. It needs to be making less noise when running just to make this armor worthwhile. There is patterns for all of the vehicles, so the FRV, Exosuit, Shuttle, and Hellpod. In the clip there's only one for the FRV, and when looking at it, I swear to you, I don't really see a pattern. It's just a solid color. And is that really maybe just the best thing that one would expect from Halo? Because the Halo RV and Helldivers took a lot of inspiration from Halo already. The Halo RV is just supposed to be a solid color and not really a pattern. It looks almost gray and it's just very similar to the fully black car. So even for me, who's not exactly a Halo player, it's hard to be into this new design until I get to see the other patterns on the other vehicles. But I would really wish to use this Halo sort of theme pattern on the vehicles since they are closely related to each other, or Helldivers RV is inspired from Halo for sure. But if it doesn't look good at the end of the day, then I might not even use it. Once again, the Halo ODST should be a very big deal and a big collaboration with Xbox, and I really expected just a little bit more from the usual warbonds that we normally would get. That surely they're going to charge more money for this, and so even a stratagem or a weaponry stratagem that your battleship will shoot from space could be quite interesting, yet this is not the case. So in this part, let's just go through some ideas for fun, and of course I would suggest and motivate anyone to sort of give their own suggestions as well, since this is all for fun after all. And for me, I just enjoy talking about the game. So first and foremost, it's about what kind of stratagems that the Halo universe has that might be possible within the Helldivers universe for our battleship to shoot down. So one of the possible Helldiver stratagem theme would be the MC cannon. So this MC cannon would be similar to a precision orbital rail gun strike and would vaporize like heavy targets from above. And even then, it could almost be sold as a skin or even a sound effect, by the way. So it doesn't have to be a totally new stratagem. So these are just various ideas. There's another one that I found called the Archer missile pods. So this one could almost be either missiles shot from the spaceship themselves or even an Eagle airstrike as well. And it would just be like a missile storm that tracks targets on the battlefield. It would be good for clearing groups of bugs or illuminates, let's say. The third one is something called a Shiva class nuclear warhead. So it will be like a tactical nuke, and surely tactical nukes are something that Helldiver fans would love to use. We just keep asking for bigger and bigger explosions, you know. So it would just be a massive nuclear strike, and with a delayed detonation, and it would vaporize everything in a huge radius. Now this might be a little bit OP, but let's say if it's like a sieve kind of thing where you have to activate it on the ground, not the nuclear silo mission, but more of like, instead of a sieve cannon or missile, and there's only 2 so far, this would be the sieve like mini nuke that you activate on the map, and then you, well, for a bomb this large, you maybe only have one use case. Another one that I found that is interesting is the Covenant Plasma Orbital Bombardment. So apparently the Covenant ships fire giant blobs of superheated plasma from orbit, melting the cities. So this might be similar to it will be like a wide area plasma rain with molten plasma falling randomly but destructively. So it's like an orbital barrage, but here it would be a plasma style. Since we already have plasma weaponry from the recent warbonds as well, having a full plasma cannon shooting from orbit would look really cool. We're just having 2 more, so we have like orbital Mac carpet bomb. Now carpet bomb was something that some Helldivers were sharing leaks about many months ago, of a super large ship that's similar to the Eagle but a little bit bigger, bomber style, and we see some of the wreckage of those bombers on the map so far. So this might be a similar idea. So it will be a barrage of MAC rounds fired in a sequence, not just one shot. So this might be similar to a line bombardment that sweeps across the map. So it will be similar to a walking barrage, but maybe a little bit tighter area and more consistent area of damage, not as far as the walking. Last one will be that I'll share is the hollow installation energy beams. So it's apparently a Forerunner super weapon, and so it'll be like a fire planet scale energy discharge. So it's like a focused beam strike that annihilates anything it touches, like the orbital laser cannon. Now with some of these ideas, some of them feel like this could be like a enemy weapon, like an illuminate laser weapon as well. Something about the weaponry is in the warbond is that it only shows the human side of things, and I'm sure that some people would love to see some of the alien theme weapons. Some people would really love to see the energy sword, and so an idea about it is, what if the enemies themselves were using these weapons, and then once you kill them they would drop down. So first we'll have the Overseer. So the Overseer uses a melee weapon of a staff club theme, and they try to smack you. But in this case, let's say 1 in every 10 or more enemies, instead of using the club, they'll be running around with the energy sword. And so once you kill that enemy, they would drop the sword that's able to be picked up. In this case, for balance reasons, most likely the energy sword will have a time limit to it, or that when you bring it out and start slashing, it will like burn through a certain portion of enemies. So it'll be very powerful for a short period of time before it turns off. And this weapon will only be able to be found when you kill this overseer enemy whom so happen to be carrying it. And it'll be every 1 in 10 enemies where you might find it, if not more rare. Now another gun I found is the carbine that seems to be a assault rifle looking weapon. So that might be something that the Crescent Overseer enemy, since he's also holding like a large plasma rifle. And again, it would just be like 1 in 10 enemies, if not more. And once you kill that enemy, it would drop this sort of rifle on the ground where you can pick up. Let's say it only has maybe very limited amount of ammo inside, and it's not refillable. So once you run out of it forever. Let's also say that it takes up the Stratagem support weapon slot instead of your primary weapon. So you really have to think about if you want to sort of switch out your weapon for this kind of weapon that is very limited. The last one is the Needler. This is a weapon that I recognize a lot in many clips. There's also plasma rifle, but I'm not really selecting that one. I'm picking the Needler. And so that one would be going to the elevated overseer. So they are flying in the air. So they're also carrying like a assault rifle style weapon on them. And again, 1 in 10 guys like this might be holding the Needler. And once you take them out, they'll drop this weapon for you to pick up. And you can run around with the Needler for a couple magazines. Well, with that said, that's all that I wanted to talk about in the Helldivers Halo ODST collaboration, and it is coming out on August 26th, so it's just about a week from now. If this was a standard warbond, this would look like a standard warbond, but because it's Halo, one would just maybe wish for just a little bit more. Again, there's no boosters as well, though I don't even want to complain that there's no boosters because there's been so many useless boosters anyways. I don't want to complain about the armor passive, but the armor passive also doesn't seem to be that great either. But at the end of the day, one would still need to play the game to really see how good the weapons and armor feels. But I will say with confidence, the last warbond armor was really not that great, and I really have not seen anyone use it ever. And that has been the trend with Arrowhead and with a couple of their armor designs in the past 3 or 4 warbonds. But only time would tell. With that said, until we meet again.